Hello, crafty friends. Annie Collins here for Pajama Crafter Stamps. Today, we're going to create this Halloween shaker card. I'll go over the products I used to create this card. I used the Where My Ghouls At stamp set. This stamp set contains 7 images, 6 sentiments, and 6 faces to decorate your pumpkins or just to use for your background. Some of the sentiments are: if you got it, haunted, where my ghouls at, boo, um, wishing you a happy Halloween. Now, this image with the little pumpkin and candy corn has its own sentiment attached, and it reads pumpkin wishes and candy corn kisses. It's it's so adorable. I love the oh gourd. It's pumpkin season. I love that punniness. All right, so I'm also used the Marshmallow cardstock. I have the A2 size here. This comes in A2 and larger. I think 8.5 by 11. Used it to stamp our little, excuse me, a little kitten here with her little witch hat, and I fussy cut her out. So I stamped her, colored her, and fussy cut her out. For our sentiment, again, I used the wishing you a happy Halloween. I stamped on some orange cardstock, and I'm layering this shiny black cardstock behind it. For our cardstock here, I'm using this shiny black cardstock. It's been in my stash forever, so this is the only piece I had. So I basically cut out the shaker parts from it. And then I have a Halloween pattern paper. These are my shaker parts. I have my clear acetate, the outer edge of my shaker, and the backer of my shaker. And then I kept the little scraps of the leftover because I'm going to punch some little feet for the bottom because we're creating a cauldron for our witch. So I have some black foam strips that we'll use to put our shaker together. So I'm going to clear all this off my desk so we can get started creating our shaker today. So I'm going to leave my shaker parts here. I'll just move everything onto my desk and get rid of the tray. It'll probably be the best way to work with this. So this little piece here lays on top here. It's almost like if you're peeking into the cauldron. So I'm having some like green goo that she's brewing here. And then for the inner shaker parts, I have used a mix from my stash. I just pulled all the Halloween colored bits. So I have little eyeballs, a few bats, and other little fun Halloween things. All right, so this thin little piece is the outer edge of our shaker, and it will hold our window. Now, I don't have thin double-sided adhesive. I ran out of the thin one. So I'm going to take the chance here, and I'm going to use some Barely Art glue with the super thin tip, and I'm just going to place it all around the edge here, just lightly. Then I'm going to press my film onto this little edge here. I'm working on the paper towel. It'll help absorb any extra glue and help me clean everything up. And just in case my desk has any fuzzies or anything on there, it'll help not get attached to the acetate. The acetate I'm using is from Barely Art. So are the foam strips and the glue. So I know that Joy carries the glue. I'm not sure she carries anything, the other parts, but I'll let you know that that's what I used. All right. So I adhered my film to my acetate to my little outer edge. Now I'm going to adhere this little green goo area. So it looks like she's peeking into her cauldron. So I need to put a little adhesive here. Just going to put a little drop of, a little bit of glue. And then I'll place it towards the top, nestling it within that ring that we have created. Just like so. And wiping away any of the adhesive that may ooze out. If you wipe it away right away, you can get it all off. Now I'm going to get an acrylic block and place it on top so that it takes a moment to set. That one was a little gluey and I wasn't taking a chance. So I'm going to get another one and I'll place it, like I said, on top there just to make sure it holds. While that's set aside holding, we're going to adhere all the rest of the components of our card. So I'm just going to slide that over here for a sec so that we don't lose the backer of our shaker. I'm going to grab a hole punch and I'm going to punch 2 little circles. Those will be the feet of our cauldron. The pieces that I'm using to make this shaker it's from my stash. It's originally to make a pumpkin, but I'm going to alter it, so to speak, to make it into my cauldron. So I need those 2 little feet there. So I'll set those aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and adhere everything else. Like I said, this black shiny cardstock I've had in my stash for a while. So I went ahead and trimmed those pieces out of this, but I still want to use it. And no one will know that the person I'm giving this card to won't know that I cut those out. So, be sure to use those. Don't throw them out. If you can use it, use it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to my card base. Get that on there. Press that in place. And then I have this pattern paper from my stash, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere that. It's double-sided, so this side is like a faux glitter, and the other side has Halloween icons on it. So I thought it went great. And it was by looking at that little Halloween icons that I realized my cauldron needs feet. So that's why I punched them out. So I'm going to center this on there so I have that nice black edge all the way around. There we go. And now see those little feet? That's what made me realize I need some feet for my cauldron. So I'm going to press that, set that aside. And now our little outer piece of our shaker should be dry and ready. And now we can flip it over and we can start adhering our foam strips to the back. See, so when you layer it like this, it looks like there's the full cauldron and you have that peekaboo thing that you can look into. All right, so let's go ahead and put the foam adhesive. I have, like I said, these black foam adhesive strips. They're one side is already sticky, and I'm just going to remove the other backing. So now both the backy sticky parts are exposed. I do this because it makes it a lot easier to form it around this shape. So it's easier when you're doing a circle to remove both sides. That way you can manipulate the foam easier. It goes a lot. It just sticks and it won't just flip all over the place. All right, so I'm pressing it into place. And now I realized, okay, I need another little piece. But using the black foam also makes it for if you're looking from the sides, you just see black. You don't see a white foam sticking out. So I'm going to grab another little piece, again, remove the extra backing, and then I'll be able to, once again, manipulate it to go around the edge of our shape here. It's like an oblong circle or an oval. I'm not sure. It's roundish. All right, so any extra I'm going to trim away, but I want to make sure that it's a nice tight seam, because if it isn't, all the little shaker bits will go flying out and you won't have a shaker. You'll have a mess. So you want to make sure those 2 edges are nice and tight butted up nice and tight against one another. Pressing all the foam all around to make sure it's nice and tight around the acetate as well. Okay, so it's popping up here a little bit. I'm just going to play with it just a little bit more. Once I get that flat, I will add my little shaker bits. Again, all these shaker bits came from a variety of different things that I had in my stash. So I want to place them in there, move it around while it's still flat. And the reason why I shake it is to make sure that none of the little bits are coming out, flying out anywhere. There's these little like little bead, like little seed ones, little round ones, that I want those in there because they add the most shaky part to our shaker. I know that sounds funny, but that's what it is. It adds the most noise, I should say. All right, so sorry, my camera turned off, so I had to redo it. So I add a little bit more. Now I'm going to put a little bit of extra adhesive onto the foam. This is not necessary, but it makes it a lot easier for me to place my backer on and make sure that it's on straight. Because if you want to make contact with that foam, it's on. All right, so I'm grabbing any last little pieces. In here, I have little bats, little spiders, just all the fun things you would find that which we throw in there, a little, eye of newt or whatever it is. So there's little eyeballs in there and all the fun things that you would see. And there it is. Our shaker is all done. So now let's go ahead and adhere the shaker and our little cat to our card. So I brought in the little circles I cut for the little pedestals, feet, I don't know. The base, I guess the pedestals or the little feet of our cauldron. I'm going to go ahead and grab my embellishment wand to add them to the back. Grab the other one. I'm making sure that I have them the correct way so that it's all shiny and nice. There we go. Now I'm going to place that, make any adjustments, and then I'll place that onto my card using, again, a little bit more of this liquid adhesive. And oops. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I should have brought it down a little bit more. I didn't realize it. I just, doesn't register until I realize it once I put my sentiment, and now by then everything's really glued down. So I'm going to go ahead and slide my little kitty just behind here. So it looks like she's popping up, checking on her brew. I'll place this acrylic block on here to hold it, make sure it's all good. Set this aside. Sorry for the glare. And now I'm going to adhere my sentiment, which I stamped on orange cardstock, layer it onto the black cardstock. And I just trimmed it down and just trimmed the end like a little flat there, or angled, I should say. All right, so I'm going to add some more of that foam adhesive to the back of this. I just pulled out one of the strips and I'm just going to fill it until it's all filled. And I know that it's nice and even. Remove all the backing from that. And now we will put it on our card. It's here when I realize, when I start moving it, that I should have brought it down a little bit, because now the sentiment's going to cover a bit of her hat. Not so much that it's going to bother me, but I should have just scooted it. Things you realize after the fact. But we're going to make it work. So I'm going to place my sentiment towards the top. Then I'm going to bring in my embellishments, my shaker bits again, and I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to pull out a green one to mimic the green of our goo in our cauldron, a little bat, and then another little tiny cauldron that was mixed in this. Just going to add it there just for the fun of it. There we go. We're just going to put 3 because we have enough going on with the shaker, and just want to get your eye moving across the card. And there it is. Our card is all done. Fun shaker. I love shakers. They're so much fun. So what did we use to create our card today? We used a Marshmallow cardstock. That's what we stamped and colored our image because it's perfect for alcohol markers. And the Where My Ghouls At stamp set. We used a little kitten and the sentiment. It's so adorable so I have this set here. I'll have everything linked for you in the description box below so that you can find everything. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you found some inspiration. I'm going to give you another look at the card.